I hope you saw our video series last week about how to travel healthy so that you can stay forever young feeling. You will learn so many things in all of those videos. You can find them on our YouTube page. So I have to report from you from last week from our trip because it was a series of unfortunate events. Now the good news is, overall it was a great trip. We had a great time doing some research for you, learning some things that to put in our book that will be released later this year, and had a great time. But the lodging was horrible. I just can't even describe. I'm going to describe it briefly. So if you only want to listen to this video for a minute, the bottom line is, first of all, if you really want to be healthy when you're traveling, renting a house, a condo, something like that is probably much better than a hotel because you need to be able to cook your own meals. And when you are reserving from a hotel, you have less control over the chemicals that they clean with and some of those things. So for those reasons, something other than a hotel is great. The critical thing is, it's very helpful to have a company like VRBO or Airbnb to do the booking for you because then you have more leverage. And here's why. So we rented from VRBO, and what I always ask is, do you use plug-in air fresheners? Do you have candles everywhere? Because if they do, I cannot sleep there. Those chemicals will make me so sick. Next, I asked them, please, use fragrance-free things. Can you just clean with vinegar and baking soda? Can you just wash the sheets in vinegar instead of bleach? And please, do you use scented laundry soap? Because if they do, that could give me a headache. Completely would destroy my vacation. But, so those are some of the things that I've been teaching you that you need to ask. They answered all the questions correctly. We got to the location. It appeared good. She had spent some time cleaning. The floor looked clean. I walked in the room and it was moldy. But in Southern California, you can pretty much open the windows all the time. So I thought maybe it would be okay. So we pushed through. Then I went to take a shower and the bathtub would not drain. I got out of the shower. No one had been near the toilet. The toilet was full of clean water, thank goodness. The toilet started leaking, emptying from the floor. I was standing there watching the toilet empty into the floor of the bathroom until the whole toilet was empty. So we had grabbed all the towels. In the meantime, ants, you can't make this stuff. I guess I could make this up, but I didn't. Ants started swarming from the edge of the bathtub and out of the door facing. So apparently the ants were living under the vinyl flooring and the water made the ants this mass exodus. And so my husband's trying to turn off the water to the toilet and there's just spider webs back there, cobwebs. We had seen cobwebs in the doorway and the whole thing was awful. So, it was 9 o'clock at night at that point. What were we going to do? So we slept there that night. We called the owner, and the next morning she sent a plumber, but we asked her, please refund our whole fee, because this is atrocious. Besides that, the place was not as she described. There was a long-term tenant in the other part of the house, and there was a door between the two of us. It was outrageous. So then we had to find another place to stay. We contacted a couple of hotels. See, we had 4 people and a dog. So that adds a little challenge to it. And we found a hotel, it wasn't really where we wanted to be. We checked on VRBO, couldn't find anything we wanted to pay for. Again, California, $1,000 a night. I wasn't going to do that. We checked on Airbnb. We found a house that would have been great. This was mid-morning. He said, I don't know if I can rent it to you because it hasn't been professionally cleaned. We said, if you saw what we were moving out of, you would understand. That's okay with us. He did not confirm our reservation until 6 o'clock that night. He charged us. Well, you can't wait till 6 o'clock at night because in the meantime, we had gone to a hotel. They said they had openings. In the meantime, they got a bus, and so they didn't have openings, so we had to find another one. So what if we had waited until even later? So it was just it's comical at this point. We're calling this trip was a series of unfortunate logistical events. And the bottom line is that we will persist and we will get our money back because we were going through Airbnb and VRBO. If we were trying to go directly to the owners or managers of those properties, we might have had a little more trouble. So I hope that this has been a great learning experience for you. You can learn from our series of unfortunate events and avoid having them in your vacation in the future. But the bottom line was the whole trip was really, really good. We learned a lot. I had a horrible migraine after sleeping in that moldy house for one night. Imagine what it would have been like if I'd stayed there the whole time. So everything worked out fine. Hope you've learned from it, and next time you see a series of unfortunate events, you'll have a whole new story coming to mind. I'm sure the next one will be better.